Tricia and welcome to my channel. Tonight I am going to be making a stuffed fried avocado in a tomato sauce. I'm also going to be making some jalapenos. I'm going to put cream cheese and I'm going to fry them up the same way that I do the avocados. So let me tell you what my ingredients are going to be. You saw that I've got here some jalapenos and I've got some cream cheese for those. I've got a couple of jumbo-sized avocados. And I've got Monterey Jack cheese and queso fresco. This is going to be for a topping, but the cheese that I'm going to put inside is going to be the Monterey Jack cheese. If you want to go like an Italian way, you can use a mozzarella if you prefer that, and maybe some Parmesan to sprinkle on top. Okay, I'm going to need some breadcrumbs, and I've got some here. I actually had left over some Italian seasoned ones, so I went ahead and I threw them in, but what I got was some plain ones. And I was going to season them with this, but I think it has enough seasoning with what it has in there. Like I said, if you're going to go Italian, this would be great. And I've got a couple of eggs here. That'll work just fine for the Mexican way that I'm going to go, or Tex-Mex, I should say. Okay, so then I've got some tomatoes because I'm going to make the sauce. I've got onion here, some garlic cloves, fresh garlic cloves. I've got a little bit of cilantro and a small piece of jalapeno. The jalapeno and the cilantro are completely optional. If you prefer to use a marinara sauce or something like that, you can substitute that for what I'm using, or maybe just make a pre-made or buy a pre-made salsa. I've got some bacon here, and I'm also going to stuff my avocado with some chicken. So I already got myself some cooked chicken. It should be cooked before, and I bought this already done. These are leg quarters. So that's what I'm going to use. If you want to use chicken breast, or if you want to use some ground beef, use that. The bacon is going to be to wrap it. And then I've got some seasoning here in my basic salt, pepper, garlic powder. I've got onion powder, some comino, and then I'm going to need some oil for frying. I thought about doing this in the air fryer, but I've had the fried avocado before where they just fried it in oil, and I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and go that way. So if it turns out pretty good for me, I guess I could try it in the air fryer the next time. Now I did make some avocado fries and they turned out great in the air fryer. So I think it might be about the same idea. I've also got some limes here to give it some flavor. Back here I've got some water boiling. So I'm going to take my tomatoes, and these are like really small Roma tomatoes, and I've got here 7 of them. And I'm going to throw them in my boiling water. And I'm going to use just a small bit of onion. This is half of a very small onion, so I'm going to use half of that. So about a quarter piece of onion like that. And like I said, the jalapeno is completely optional. I'm going to throw a big piece like that, and I can just fish it out because I just want to give the jalapeno flavor. Okay, and the other thing I want to do is I want to add the garlic clove, and here I've got 3 garlic cloves. So I'm going to throw those into my water. You can put them into the blender once all that's cooked. Now we're going to cook this just enough where you can see the skin of the tomato get a little wrinkly. And this garlic was not the best. Okay, so I'm just cutting off the bad part. And I put in 2. I have another one right here. I'll go ahead and open that one as well. So just add as much garlic as you like. I like a lot of garlic, so I actually have some garlic powder here as well. Okay, get that out of there, throw it in. Okay, so my cilantro, I've already rinsed it and shook it off, so I'm just going to put it off to the side here for now. And my jalapenos, I'm going to go ahead and prepare them. So I'm going to cut off the little nubby part. If you don't like them very hot, I'm going to cut them in half. Instead of like pushing in some cream cheese into them, I'm going to cut them in half. So I'm going to have like little jalapeno halves like this. And then what you could do is you could just cut out the membrane out of it, because that's really where all the heat is. So if you don't like too much heat, remove that and remove the seeds. You can rinse it off if you want. And then you can just have it like that. Now, I know that I'm probably the only one that's going to eat these, so I'm just going to make 2 of them. Or actually 1 big jalapeno. So I'll have 2 pieces here. So one of these is going to be, 1 count. So out of a jalapeno, I'll have 2 because they were really big. Look how huge they are. So you want to pick some really big ones, okay? Okay, so that's prepared and ready. And I'm going to put that to the side as well. which I'm going to put everything to the side. Okay, and just make as many jalapenos as you want for your family. Since it's just myself and my husband, I'm only going to do 2. I'm going to prepare my avocados, but before I get to that, I'm going to go ahead and, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and pull off the chicken from these quarter legs. I'm going to remove the skin and take the chicken off the bones and shred it up a bit so that can be used inside of my avocado. So I'll be back. All right, you guys, I've actually got my oil now heating up in a pan here. I used the whole bottle of oil in there. And I've also shredded up the chicken, like I said. I've got it here. I'll shred it up. You can shred it up a little bit more if you want. And then I've also got my bacon popped open and my cheese open, ready to use. I still need to slice open my avocado. The tomatoes are done. Let me show you. Can you see that the skin is all like soft on it? Like it'll just come off really easily. It's like wrinkly. Okay, that's what you want it to be. So we're going to take these tomatoes now, dunk them into our blender, along with the onions and the garlic in there. You want all those little bits. Now it's up to you if you want to use that jalapeno. Throw it in there. And we're going to want a little bit of this this water that we boiled everything in. It's got some flavor. We want a little bit of that in there. Okay, so I'm going to throw in the cilantros. Again, this is optional. And we can cover it up. I'm going to wait for it to cool off a little bit. And then I'm just going to hit liquefy, let it get nice and liquidy. Then I'm going to put some oil in this hot pan and put my tomato sauce in there. Add some seasonings, the same thing that I use all the time that I just told you about, the salt, the pepper, the comino, the garlic, and the onion powder. They're all going to go in there to give it some flavor, just to taste. So let's put the camera down so we can get ready to do the avocado. Alright, since I've already got my jalapenos all sliced up, what I'm going to do is prepare them. So I'm just going to take a nice little amount of cream cheese, put that right in there. Make it kind of level with my jalapeno half, and then the other one. Now, if you don't want the jalapeno, as you're putting it in there, the flavor that to go into your cream cheese, and cut a good slice off of it first, and then grab from that instead of doing it from the package like I'm doing, and then redipping after you've smeared it all over the jalapeno. But I don't mind the jalapeno flavor in my cream cheese, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do it like that. Just a little tip for you. Okay, so that's enough in there. And then I'm going to take these, and I'm going to take some bacon. Start at the top here, and just roll. These could also be put in the oven, by the way. Not just fried, so if you don't want fried food, stick it in the oven or your air fryer. Wrap these up real good like that. Okay, these are going to get coated just like the avocado and the egg and the crumbs. Let me wash my hands after touching the bacon and I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm back and I'm going to go ahead and start preparing the avocados. I've already gone and sliced up one of them and removed the seed from the inside. I think I'm just going to do one avocado. Now, when I've had this, I've had it at a restaurant and it's one of my favorite things. But they use the whole avocado and they stuff it and then they put the 2 halves together, bread it, and do all what I'm going to do and fry it as one big avocado ball. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do halves instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one avocado and do half for my husband, half for myself, because I really don't think that we each need to do one whole avocado. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get this out of here as one piece, like that. See? So use your spoon to get that out, scoop it out. Oops. You want to make sure your avocado is ripe, but that it's not like too soft, because I don't think it'll work if the avocado is like way too soft. It might all fall apart. Okay, I had some avocado fall on the floor. I'm not going to worry about it. Now the other thing you could do is you could also scoop out some from the middle, make a little more room, which I'm going to do that just a little bit. Don't worry, I'll eat that. This is my little appetizer. I'm just going to scoop out a little bit to make a little more room. Okay, so maybe I need to clean my hands. Alright, so now I'm just going to slice up some cheese to put inside of my avocados. So just slice up enough what you feel will fit in there. Don't remember that we also have your chicken, or if you want to use like beef fajitas, that would be awesome, because when I order my stuffed fried avocado, that's what I asked for. But I believe they have a chicken choice as well. Okay, so I'm going to put some of this in there. Actually, put a little cheese underneath and then chicken. So let's do that to this one too. Put the cheese in there. I got some chicken falling, but that's okay. My kitty and my doggy will come by. Okay, that in there. All right. And then we're going to put some more of the cheese on top. Like so. Let's put this big piece instead. Share that and share that. Okay, so now that I've got that on there, we're going to take some bacon again. And wrap this up. I'm probably going to need 2 pieces for each slice. Like that. Get it wrapped up like a little mummy right there. I'm going to do the same to the other one. And I'm going to prepare my egg, just whisk it in there. We're going to go to the sauce next, and then we're going to fry these up. Alright everyone, I'm ready to put my sauce on my stove. My pan is heating up. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to that. And I've already blended it, and it's all nice and liquefied in there. I don't know if you can see it. I can't tip it over too much, but there you go. It's in there. And pour it right in there. And we're going to cook it. So we're going to add some pepper. Salt. Now I have some fresh garlic in there, but I'm still adding a little bit of garlic powder. Just used to using it, so I'm going to put some in. And I love the flavor of garlic. Onion powder. Seasonings are up to you. If you want to make it a little bit of an Italian flavor, use an Italian seasoning in this. Okay, and some ground cumin. We'll stir that up. This is just going to cook a few minutes. My tomatoes in the pot, by the way, they boil for about 5 minutes, 5-7 minutes. Okay, so this is just going to cook down. Just let it cook down just a little bit. It'll thicken up a little bit. Not too much. It smells delicious because I added the cilantro in there. Okay, so let's go on to where we're going to bread our avocados. I believe my oil is now hot enough. Okay, so here's my eggs that I'm whisking up in here. And I've got my breadcrumbs here as well. I'm going to take an avocado and dip it in the egg and just coat it all the way around, and then in the breadcrumbs. And I'm going to press them in there, get it nice and coated, every part of it. Okay, let's give it another dip over here. Oops, and coat it again. And we're going to do the same thing for the other half. Okay. So we want it to be like that. And we're going to want to fry this for like about 4 minutes because, you know, the chicken's already cooked in there, but we want the bacon to get cooked. So here's what it looks like, all breaded up. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully put it in here now. Okay, so I'm going to let it fry up a little bit. I'm probably going to have to turn it over to the other side because it's not enough oil to cover it. So now I'm going to do the other half. And I will be back. I'm going to do the same thing to the jalapenos. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Look at my paper towel lined plate here. So we can drain the fat off of it. Look how beautiful they look. I hope that bacon is nice and cooked in there. Okay, so now I'm going to put my jalapenos. So I'm just making sure they're patted down well with breadcrumbs. And these I only dip them in the egg ones and the breadcrumbs ones. There we go. Put those in there, and I'm putting them with the jalapeno. You know, the casing, the jalapeno, half down because remember the top part has that cream cheese. But of course, you know, we covered it up with some bacon, and then I'm putting breadcrumbs and stuffing them in there where you see the cheese. So it will stick to that. But still, just to make sure that I don't have a melted cheese catastrophe. Okay, so we want those to also cook for about 4 minutes, and I shall be back. All right, my jalapenos have been in there frying for a good time now, and they're nice and golden brown. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. We can turn that off right onto this napkin so it can drain. And this is what everything looks all nice and fried up. So now we want to go ahead and serve these up. And this is how I'm going to serve it. I've got a plate here with some rice that I had cooked earlier. And I have this ready. And I'm going to have my salsa here as well. Put that right here. That's the second plate. Okay, so then I'm going to take one of these avocados. And I'm going to place it right on top like that. And then this yummy salsa, just pour it over just like that. Make it look pretty. And of course some queso fresco crumbled up on top. This is optional, of course, or if you wanted to, like I said, if you want to do with mozzarella inside and then you wanted to add a marinara sauce instead, then use some Parmesan cheese. If you have the, you know, the one that you can just slice up and or flake in there on there, that would be the best instead of getting the dried, super dried one. And I'm just going to squeeze some lime over this because I just have to do that, you guys. And I want one of my jalapenos on there as well. And there it is, you guys. That is my stuffed fried avocado and a stuffed jalapeno as well. Now we need to try this and see how good this tastes. So let's get to that. All right, everyone, here is the plate one more time so you can take a nice look at it. And we're gonna cut it open. I have one here that I've already cut open so that you can look at it, how it looks on the inside here. That's the avocado, the cheese, and the bacon in there. And then, of course, the jalapeno that I made with the cream cheese also. There we go. So let's cut this one up and see how it tastes. I'm going to make sure I get a piece that has avocado in there. So avocado, I want chicken, cheese, and bacon all on there. Let's get that chicken on there too. This is really good. Now, I like my bacon nice and crispy, but I am enjoying this. Very nice. Now you can leave the bacon off if you want to leave that off, you know, completely. You don't care for bacon. But I think it tastes delicious with it. Excuse me. Let me taste my salsa because I don't think I got enough on there. Very nice. Now let's try that jalapeno. I feel like I want to just pick it up and take a bite. So let's try that. I didn't get any cream cheese, but I got lots of heat. Very, very nice. I love it. I am glad that I took all the veins and the seed out of that because that is nice and spicy. So I am going to recommend that if you want to try it, make sure you remove the inside of the jalapeno rather than taking a whole one and just stuffing, you know, cream cheese into it. Cut it in half. It's always better. These are huge jalapenos too, so I think one is enough for one person. And of course, half an avocado, if you serve it with some rice, is enough for one person as well. So just make as much as you need for your family. And there we go. I'm gonna give myself a big old thumbs up. Please give me a big old thumbs up and leave a nice comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Make sure you hit that notification because I put up videos Tuesdays and Fridays, and sometimes I do a weekend vlog. And I want to thank everybody who has been subscribing, and thank you for watching some of my older videos. I've seen your comments, so thank you very much. Also, make sure you share on your social medias, and as always, enjoy.